All right. It all looks good. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Kerbal Space Program stream. Today is December the 17th, 2022, and today we're playing Kerbal Space Program. Just going to give this a couple minutes. People can show up if they're going to show up. If they're not going to show up, then they're not going to show up anyway. We'll get this started here in just a moment. We're playing Kerbal Space Program, as I said. We're going to be exploring the deepest reaches of the Kerbal Sphere, trying to get some stuff. In this particular stream, I'm going to be focusing more trying to get science. What we're ultimately trying to do is get 160 science points so that we can then unlock the research module. And that's ultimately going to be our final goal, is to get that research module. Once we have the research module, we can literally park it on Kerbin and get like free science out of the thing. It's just like a science multiplier practically. The thing is awesome, and that's ultimately going to be our goal. Of course, it takes 160 science to get there. We've only got 50, and we got another 50 seconds. Hey, look at that! That's relevance for you. This microphone. Oh my God, what is happening here? Come on! This microphone is peaking every time I say anything. Jeez, man. Okay, output gain is 28. Obviously, that's a little too high. Okay, output gain is now 27. 27. Is that too loud? Yes, it is. Obviously. God. Why you gotta do this to me? Compressor. 27 dB. Too loud. Okay. Alright, our output gain is now 25 decibels. 25, is that too loud? Not peaking the microphone now, are we? Alright, we got another 5 seconds. Let's get started with some Kerbal Space Program in 3, 2, 1. We have liftoff. Alright. There's the sound we all know and love. Now, I accepted a few missions just before I terminated yesterday's... or not yesterday's. Last Sunday's stream. We have just a few missions here that we can just do right now, like testing the Ant liquid fuel engine. Let's do that. Where's Antsky? There it is. Alright, we'll put that there. So we're testing the Ant, we're testing the TAD-25 decoupler. Where's TD-25? There she is. That's a big decoupler. And then rendezvous vessel in orbit of the moon. Okay, that's just kind of a general thing. And science data. Okay, so we can do this now. We'll launch this as is. We'll run our tests. I mean, hey, that's free science. That's free money. We might as well do it while we can, right? I think it's reasonable. So here we are. We got our thing. Let's test the Ant engine before we blow it up. That's complete. And I thought that was going to throw us a lot higher than it did. You know, maybe that's a false expectation. I mean, I did have the expectation that I could get into orbit using those things, and clearly that didn't work out too well. So, I suppose it is what it is. Alright, 51 science. We're doing well. We needed science data from space around the Mun. Hey, what's this? That's an alternate orbit for, I think there's a mission for that, isn't there? There's missions for just about everything. Alright, Pepe's Revenge. No, we wanted space, didn't we? We need this one. This is our space orbiter. This is the one that gets us our space data. Where is it? No, we need a thermometer. Where's the thermometer? There it is. Log the temperature, send the temperature. No electric charge? My foot has no electric charge. Come on, what are you talking about, no electric charge? Okay, where is this thing? Alright, we'll rotate this thing until it can get some sunlight. So yes, engaged. Let's warp this thing. I think it needs like 75 energy to send its stuff. Alright, that should be enough. Review data. Yes, send it. Awesome. Yeah, what did I tell you? 75. Back to the Space Center. Alright, that's useful. I mean, like I said, it's just free science. We might as well do it. Ultimately, we're trying to build up... I didn't upgrade this facility. No, but we have science of 500. We have resource transfer available. So next we got to update the launch pad eventually. We got to update space plane hangar. I'm not too interested in updating, nor am I interested in any of these other things like contracts. Not so. Kerbals can place flags. That could be useful. So I could see upgrading the astronaut complex, but that one's not too expensive. We could even do that now if we wanted to, ultimately. So what do we got here? Position, equatorial orbit. Okay, so test a parachute, test a poodle engine splashdown. Kickback solid fuel booster in flight over Kerbin. How much in flight? Okay, that's something. Specific orbit of the moon. I think that's that orbit I was seeing. Station on solar orbit. Oh dear, that's one heck of a space station they want us to build there. Not happening. Okay, so we can test this parachute. 1,000 to 6,000. That should be easy enough to do. Testing an engine splashdown, we can test that as well in the same flight. Testing the kickback. We could do that, but it's not going to be in the same flight. Equatorial orbit, equatorial... So position satellite in equatorial orbit, or position satellite in equatorial orbit of Kerbin. So both of these are about the same. About the same advance. We could do either one of those. I'm still reluctant to do the Minimus missions because I'm not convinced that I'm going to get any science data out of them until I've done quite a bit. So let's do this for now. We'll get our science built up. We still need about another 100 science, 110-ish. And then we might need to hire a scientist too. Gotta keep that in mind. Alright, so what was the mission? MK2R radial parachute. Let's give ourselves a little bit of fuel. Gonna go for the swivel engine and the MK2S radial parachute. MK12R, MK2R? MK2R, that's this guy. I'm actually going to go ahead and put 2 of these on, because I don't trust the first one is going to work. 1,000 to 6,000, then we're testing the Poodle engine splashdown at Kerbin. And that's this guy. Well, you know what, why don't we, maybe do it this way. It'd be a little easier, wouldn't it? Whoa! I didn't know I had to kick back! Oh, dude, I can make use of that! So since it's experimental, I can make use of this kickback booster to get to places. Yeah, that would work. That would work. All right. Hello, Yabodabist. Yabodabist? Abu Dhabi? I think Abu Dhabi is where Normal keeps getting mailed, if you're familiar with Garfield. Okay, so kickback engine, we're not testing that one. We're testing this guy and this guy. And I think this should be more than sufficient, shouldn't it? 1.52. Alright. We'll test it out. Just trying to get ourselves some science stuff. Unfortunately, we're not getting science at as rapid of a rate as I would like. So it's just it's something we gotta live with. Wow, I didn't stage this at all, did I? So what is this? We're gonna run the test when we get to altitude. I'm gonna pin that. Alright, so mind the altitude, we need 1,000 meters. We also need to kind of tilt ourselves a little bit this way. Going for 1,000. Oh, no! We lost it! No! Okay, I actually shouldn't have cut both of those parachutes. I hope we can still land in the water. We gotta test this pool engine when it lands, hopefully in water. Come on. Come on, land in the water. Land in the water, I say. Okay, looks like it's gonna. Looks like it's gonna. Alright. Good old poodle engine. That'll be our next scientific contribution. What is our science at, anyway? Is there any way to check science from here? There it is, 55.5. Need 100 more. 100 more, and then we'll have like a science multiplier. We'll be like, no way that we'll lose. We'll have always enough science from that point on. So we're going to be unlocking the science research. What do they call it? Research module, something. You put that on your spacecraft, and it's pretty much guaranteed to multiply science by like the thousands. But it's locked behind all this other stuff. I really should have just gone for it from the start. Oh well. Okay, here we go. 100 meters. Let's slow this down so we make sure we don't lose our engine on impact. Okay, maybe I'm a bit early on that. We'll start it at 20. All right, 20. Here we go. Alright, that was still a bit of a hard landing. Run the test. Alright, we're good. The science lab, that's what it's called. That thing's a science multiplier. It's almost overpowered in its utility. Where is it? This guy. Yeah, mobile processing lab, that's what it's called. Can't wait to unlock that, because then this 56, that'll be instead of 56, it'd be 56,000. Maybe not that effective, but you know, kind of that idea. Test the hammer solid fuel booster. We can do that. 47 to 42. It's only worth 1 science though. I need missions that are worth more science. And I need more reputation to get missions that are worth more science. It's kind of a vicious cycle. Alright, what do we got? So, we need to test a hammer and a kickback. Both at roughly the same altitude. So let's do that. I almost want to keep the kickback and just like use it in a few designs here and there, you know? Like maybe I can get a moon orbiter out of it and, you know, not have to worry about it. We can get to Minimus. The thing is, don't you get more if you wait until you have the world first mission from the administration or from the missions building? Because I feel like you get more out of the world first mission if you actually have like a mission assigned. And if that is the case, whoa, thing's a Roman candle of its own. Look at this. But yeah, if that is the case, then it would be advantageous just to wait for us to get the mission that we're so eagerly waiting. Where's the hammer? There it is. Oops. So what I'm doing here... Oh, come on, up. What I'm doing here is I'm just emptying these out. These are going to be empty shells. And we're going to just launch them using lighter equipment to reach our target altitude and velocity. So about 42,000 at 180. We're going to take a bunch of these. Actually, it might even be more effective just to use the kickback engine, but I don't think I can control the velocity as well. That's 1900 meters per second. I could, No, you know what? I tried the other thing last time. We're gonna do it this way. I don't want this thing to blow up again. Alright, so 1900... you know what? I'm not trusting this. I'm not trusting the math on this. Hold on. Let's put these guys on. We'll do 4 of them, and 4 of these. Is that too expensive? That's 1900 meters per second still, except that we have some control over it. That's... Tis better to have control, tis not. Put these on, and then we have the batteries, we have this thing. All we need is control, better control. Put a control guy on there. Better call control. Alright. So this will hopefully get us to the target altitude and the target velocity of 45,000. Seems a little optimistic. Oh no! I I forgot to put a parachute on it. If it doesn't work, we want parachutes. Or at least a pair of shoes. Sorry about that. We'll at least give it a pair of shoes. Maybe a parachute. Because, yeah, that's going to be a bit of a waste if we can't recover literally anything from it. Just plow it into the water. That'd be scientific, I bet. Let's see here. Give me 4 of these. And another 4 of these. Alright. We'll do that in 2 stages. Alright, good to go. And if it doesn't work, we have a way to recover. That's the key. Especially when you're playing on hardcore. Because there is no revert to launch. Alright. So remember that target altitude is 43,000. At least. Roughly. So yeah, we can test the hammer engine and then we can test the kickback. So I just gotta keep an eye on this guy, make sure this gets up to 43. I think we got the fuel for 43. Oh no, it's tipping! It's tipping! No, don't tip! Don't tip over, don't tip over. No, it's really wanting to tip over. It is not a stable design. Oh no, we're going the wrong way now. No! Come on. No! Don't tip over on me. We must hit the target altitude. And the target velocity. Come on. Don't you tip over. I see you trying to tip over on me. Okay, here we go. Target velocity 47. Alright, we're ready. Wait, no! Was I not supposed to activate that? Oh, haul. Test is this one, so this guy's got to be tested. Okay. The other one, I just got to carry it up there. Alright. Alright. So we got 44. We need to be at 180 meters per second by the time we get there. I'm going to slowly tilt this guy over. Okay, slowly but surely. And then we can kind of use that to boost our velocity. If we, oh no, not orbit. I don't need an orbital velocity. Oh wow, my throat's really catching today. I think I got a peanut in there. Run the test. Alright, we got that one. Now we just need this second one. 180 meters per second. Alright, we're in the target velocity range. Just need to hit 42. 42. We hit it. We hauled it. We got it. Okay. Now let's fast forward to when we hit the ground. Dun, 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 dun. Are we going to land on the tarmac? I hope not. No, it looks like we're going to land in the water. Speaking of landing in the water, what if we tried aiming our way towards Kerbal Space Center? Let's point ourselves straight at Kerbal Space Center. We'll see what happens. Oh dear. This may have been a mistake, actually. No, go back. Go back. I changed my mind. We got to slow down. We got to slow this thing. Gotta make sure those parachutes are just as effective. Alright, let's try and, I don't think you can really control this thing the way that it is right now. Does not seem likely. Whoa! Alright. So now we just gotta hope that the air resistance is enough to slow us down. Because I think we're pretty much out of fuel here. Come on, air resistance. Here we go, air resistance, here we go. What if I spin it? Yes, that is an effective way to bleed off extra velocity. Although it's probably not structurally secure. But what you're doing is you're converting some of that kinetic energy into rotation. So that you're, well actually you don't want, no, that doesn't even work. Because you don't want to be spinning like this when you go to deploy your parachutes. Your parachutes are going to get tangled up. It's going to be a mess. You're just going to plummet into the water. Alright, 260. 260 meters per second. Let's go. Drilling towards the ground. Primary parachutes, go. Uh-oh, I think I tangled them up. Oh no. Second ones have gone. Wow, that was a lot of G-force. And we had a little bit of extra there, it looks like. Wow, look at this. How are those batteries holding on? I mean, the engineering work that went into putting those batteries on there, I gotta say, it's pretty impressive. I would have expected them to rip off at that. Now hold on, are these different? No, these are the same. Okay. Alright, we're ready to recover as soon as it hits the water. Taking this thing back to Kerbal Space Center. Alright. 100 meters. Let's keep ourselves time warping. 50 meters. Alright, we're actually going to touch down like 20 meters ahead because this thing's so tall. There it goes. Recover. No, recover. Recover, I say. Okay, good. That is going to be worth quite the pretty penny. The more we can recover, the more we can recycle. The more we can recycle, the more money we get back at the end. Look at this. 15,000 off of that. We got almost everything back. Alright, what do we got next? What do we have currently? See, these are worth a little bit of science, but they're not worth that much. And nothing else in here is worth that much either. Science data from surface of the moon. We can do that immediately. And it really wants us to look at Minimus, but it still hasn't given us the world first. Still need that mission. I mean, we got this one. Explore the moon. Rendezvous 2 vessels in orbit of the moon. We can do that and return to Kerbin from the surface of the moon. That one's a toughie. That one's a real toughie. I don't know about that one. We can definitely rendezvous 2 vessels in orbit of the moon. We could do that immediately if we wanted to as well. Let's get science data from the surface of the moon. Because that's our first objective. Wow, this automatically just punched me over there. So Pepe Little's Revenge. Pepe Little 2, Pepe's Revenge. Let's go. We need information. We need to send some of the scientific data to the surface. From the surface. What do we got here? Okay, do we have electricity? We have enough. Theoretically. Let's transmit that. Good enough. Back to Space Center. Alright. That thing is slowly sliding down the hill. I don't know if you noticed that. It's just kind of dragging along. Eventually it'll reach the bottom of the hill and then it'll be stuck there forever. Specific orbit of the moon. We can test this immediately. Yeah, see, I'm really going for those easy ones, aren't I? Because this I could do, but this doesn't even give us science. Like, we need this one that gives us science. Position a satellite in equatorial orbit. Has to be fully assembled. Has an antenna and can generate power. Like, this would give us 2 science. Which is not much. Hold on. There is the astronaut complex, which is kind of useless. This is the administration building. That's what I was thinking. So what about if we took the administration building, unpaid research. See, this takes away our reputation. We need to keep that reputation. Outsource R&D, 1 science for each 12,000 in funds. So we can pay 5% of funds income, but yields 1 science per 12,000. I kind of like that. So 25%, that's a bit expensive, actually. You don't need that much. 1 science per 12,940. And takes 1% of funds income. Oh, I see. I think I understand this now. So if I take a mission that's 100,000, this takes 10 This takes 1,000 and yields... Oh, that's not very good at all then, is it? If I take 20% of funds income, but then I gotta spend that much to get it in. Yeah, see, I don't understand those strategies. Those strategies make no sense to me. Oh, this is tough, this is tough, this is tough. I could get to Minimus. I have the technology to get there. I could just do a flyby of Minimus, but I really want the World First mission. I might have to just look it up. I might have to just look up if the World First missions are worth more if you wait on them, or if you just, you know, send it. Let's take a look. I'm gonna quickly Googleable this. So is it worth more? No, that's not it. I need the name of that building. What was the name of that building? Mission Control. Through Mission Control. What do we get? Mission Control, blah, blah, blah. 90%. It's easier to land. Yeah, it's not really telling me a lot here. Mission Control, it doesn't tell me whether Mission Control offers more for World First. I don't know. It could be worth more, it could be not, but I think what's evident is I'm going to have to just go to Minimus. Oh, all right. We will go to Minimus, I guess. And then we'll just have to, like, look at this. This is already trying to get me to go to Eve. So, obviously, we should have been at Minimus by now. Position a satellite in a specific orbit of Minimus. I think I can do this. Unmanned probed antenna can generate power, marginal deviation, have a thermometer, stability for 10 seconds. I'm pretty sure we can just do this. We'll go ahead, we'll give it a shot. Equatorial orbit of Kerbin. We're going to use the moon as a gravity slingshot. The moon will slingshot us out to a higher orbit. Gotta stay hydrated. Yeah, we'll use the moon to sling us out into a higher orbit, and then we'll, where's the moon one? There it is. So we'll take this to the moon. We will slingshot ourselves out. And hopefully get into spitting distance of Minimus. Mini-Moose. Now, I want to go ahead and say that 2 satellite dishes are better than 1. I'll put 2 of them in there. There you go. We got pressure. We've got this. We've got solar. We're good to go. Anything I am missing? I think, in terms of aerodynamics, it might be good to have an aerodynamic nose cone. Does this actually do anything, though? This is a cargo part. Has 3 variants available. Explosive, a reminder to personnel. Huh. Well, that's not useful. Like, if I put this on here, this is 240 a piece. Does it actually do anything, though? I could just try it, you know? It's not going to hurt anything, per se. It's just not going to help anything. Secondary thing, this guy, and then this one burns us the rest of the way. Well, I don't know. Hold on, let's see if there's another mission we can take in case this one doesn't look like it's going to work. Anything else, Mission Control? An equatorial orbit of Kerbin. I mean, we can just take that for the heck of it. Doesn't help us, though. This one would be more useful. Has a thermometer. This is basically what we're launching right now. Equatorial orbit. Place a satellite in equatorial orbit. This is experimental engineering. Let's see what that orbit looks like. Experimental engineering. This is the guy. So we just need to put it on this orbit, which we can do pretty easily. Alright, we'll do experimental engineering, and we'll see what it does. Experimental engineering. Where are you? Here you are. Okay. This one I think we can do. Deadline is year 6, so that's not a problem. Yeah, that'll work. That'll be our backup mission, just in case. Alright, let's get launching. This is our spacecraft. We got everything. Got everything it needs. Oh, we're supposed to be testing the Wheezy turbofan. Whoops. Hold on, we'll do that real quick. How did I miss that? Test the Wheezy turbofan real quick, then we'll launch the next one. It will be worth it, I'm sure. Where's our Wheezy? Let's run a test. Alright, we're good. I wonder how it's running without any fuel. Quite an interesting thing. Running an engine with no fuel whatsoever. Nor air intake. The air intake's blocked up. Alright, let's go. We're doing the Minimus thing. I didn't think I was going to do the Minimus thing. Turns out we're going to do the Minimus thing. Unexpectedly. Alright, where's the unmanned moon? There it is. 16,000 to launch this thing. I'm going to go these two, break it off, this one, break it off, and then the last one. It's out to lunch. Now I just want to see, that engineering one, do we have to be going... It said an equatorial orbit, so I don't think we need to be going opposite direction to the rotation of Kerbin, but I have my suspicions. Whoa, hello, hello, don't tip over, please. How are we here? Going this way. Yes, that is the correct direction of everyone else. Alright. Stability assist enabled. Launch sequence initiated. We have positive climb. Positive climb confirmed. Yeah, we need to nose down a little bit. Houston, we have a little bit of instability here. Control scheme is not stable. Manual adjustment recommended. Beginning gravity turn. Of course, with this design, we can't really gravity turn too aggressively because it'll tip over. Alright. We're in lower atmosphere. Atmospheric pressure decreasing. Alright, apogee predicted 144 kilometers. That is 144 kilometers. Quite a bit more than I had expected. Alright, decoupling main booster. I guess those aerodynamics really did something, didn't they? We got quite a bit higher than we normally would have. So what are we looking at here? Yeah, we should probably just go ahead and send it. Alright, keep that apogee relatively constant. We're just kind of burning parallel to where we're going to be at that location. What we're looking for is to achieve stable orbit. Now, should we push out to this, or should we just aim for the moon once we get there? kind of feel like we should aim for this and then push out to the moon afterwards. I don't know. It's an idea. I don't know that it's a good one. Slowly, I say. Slowly, I dare say. Alright. Keep that 144 kilometer apogee if we can. Alright, there we go. Trying to keep it in line there. Looking good so far. Just need that perigee to be positive and at least 70 kilometers. Now we could do this. We very easily could just do this. I see no reason why not. And then hop over to Minimus. Once we get to Minimus, if we can get into a stable orbit, then adjustments from there take a minimal amount of fuel, ultimately. So I think that'll be fine. Alright, our altitude is building up again. Let's slowly push this back down. We don't need more apogee, we just need more orbital velocity. Alright, looking good so far. 145. 145. Yeah, 145 seems quite a bit higher. I think 120 was our previous best. So I think that those aerodynamic nose cones are actually doing something. I would have to assume. It's probably just reducing the drag, and as a result you're getting better altitude ultimately. Alright, we're going to let this go a little bit longer. I want to see that periapsis going positive here soon. And you know what? We could actually just go ahead and burn directly prograde now. Because it's close enough to being straight. Not going to increase our apogee that much. Alright, there we go. We're just about there. Oh, come on, we're almost there. Let's go. I'm just going to aim it down like this. Alright, we have positive periapsis. And we have orbit. With 971 meters per second of delta V to spare. Yeah, we might just send it straight to the moon then. What do you think? What do you think? We could do this internal one. I think it's easier just to go to the moon. Where are we right now? Right about there? So we're going to have to probably go around a second time. And from right about here we'll add the maneuver. And that'll be using the moon as a gravity slingshot. Let's go. Bring this out to here, roughly. That's not enough. No, sir. Alright, that's out past the moon. Oh dear, that's a problem. Where does that even go? I don't know where that even goes. Hold on, that's weird. Okay, so that's not enough. What if we did this? No, that's not enough. Because you gotta imagine the moon's gonna be in a different spot by the time you get over there. That is true. Let's warp to here, I suppose. Oh, hold on. No, don't do this yet. We need satellite. We need communication. We need hibernate. Alright, so let's try warping to here. Once we get there, we're just gonna turn off hibernate. And we should be able to push out from right around here. So if we go from here, I know we're going to need like 800 meters per second of delta V. So there we go, 800 meters per second. We just need that to sling us out pretty far. Not that far, mind you. Okay, so that's putting us around the sun. We don't need to go that far, but it is nice to know. Okay, that's a little further, not as far as I would like. Okay, too far. Just right about there. That's right about where we want to be. And just a little bit in there. So that'll get us close to the orbit of Mini Moose. Just a little high. Oopsie. Okay. I can't see a dang thing in here. You know what? I'm really ticked off right now. I can't see a thing. Oh. Well, this would be helpful, wouldn't it? Turn off all of these. Turn them all off. I don't even want to see the orbits. Thank you. Alright, that's perfect. You know what? I didn't actually know that I could do that. I thought that just brought up the Return to Space Center thing. Okay, so when we get around here, I'm going to burn from right about here. I think right about here is a good spot. We're going to be in closer proximity to the moon. Now we're going to burn this up. And that's going to be putting us underground. That's not quite what we want. Actually want this down a fair bit, I think. Yeah, that's off by just a little bit. Let's, okay, so there's that. Now, if we push this out, right, that's underground. We don't want to be underground. Carefully. So what's that perigee? That perigee is 66,000. Okay, so that's underground. We don't want to be underground. We would like to be above ground if that's possible. Is it possible to be above ground? Wow, that's going to be rough. Hold on. So there's perigee. That really doesn't help us at all, does it? Right, using this gravity slingshot of a moon does not appear to be helping our cause. Maybe I'm on the wrong side of the moon. Hold on. Gotta be on this side? Yes, we gotta be on this side, it looks like. Okay, carefully now. Whoop. Underground. Not underground. Okay, so that'll get us most of the way to Minimus, it looks like. Just really, really far off on the vertical here. Oops, too far, too far. Oops. Bring this down. Come on, can we get a little bit closer on that angle? It doesn't look like we can, no. But that'll get us there. That'll get us there reasonably. You're sure there's no way to make that? That could be a lot more, you know, in line. Right, just bring this up like so. But yeah, if we bring it up like so, it's not... Oh dear. Isn't this quite a quandary? Okay, that's too far. Back over here. We just want to be in range of Mini Moose. No, that was way too far. Oh, come on. Come on, you gotta be more granular than that. Let's go. Easy does it. How's that? Oh, that's brilliant. That's much better. It's not great. It's just much better. Okay, so that gives us an idea of, that's our perigee, that's our apogee. I think that'll work. You know what? I think that will work. What's our target positioning is here. We gotta be pointing at this blue guy. Alright. We will now hibernate and warp to the next maneuver, which is gonna be a 54-second burn, but we have just enough fuel for it. Check that out. Wouldn't it be nice if we could fast forward faster? But we can't because we're too low to the ground. Alright, here we go. Hibernate off. Point towards node. Check. Node pointed. Commence burn at, let's say 27. Commence burn at 27 seconds. Okay, we're about there. 27 seconds to the node. Commence burn. Burning is commenced. Yeah, we're clearly not going to be hitting this guy. That's not going to be our target. We have bigger ambitions. I think getting to Minimus is a goal that we can accomplish. Alright, we're pushing out a little further, a little bit at a time. We are at the node. We are now burning past the node. And away we go. Another 13 seconds of burn. Wow, you think it's going to make that big of a difference, the last 200 meters per second. It really does look to have made quite a bit of difference. Okay. And we will reserve our last bit for final adjustments of this course. Alright. Easy does now, very carefully. It's going to be very... very careful with that. Okay, that looks to be right where we want to be. How is that? Oh, that is perfect. That is right where we want to be. Look at that. That's beautiful. Perigee is 213, and then we're going to be here, then we're going to be way out here, and all we have to do really is just kind of push out our orbit a little bit. We have 79 meters per second to do that with. So that'll be nice. Let's hibernate this guy. Oh, hold on. Pin this up. Want to be pointing north-south so that we have electricity generating. Alright, hibernate. Keep that pinned. Alright. So where's our lovely little moon? There it is. Isn't it a lovely little moon? I'd say it is. It's a pity that it shall have to be destroyed. Alright. We are now at the moon. We are at the moon portion of our mission. So Minimus is way there on the other side. It's actually going to be kind of difficult. I'm going to actually... Can I set as target? I can set that as a target. So this tells us kind of how off we are. We're actually going to be there by the time Minimus gets around to us. Well, that's not going to be too bad at all then, is it? We're right around where we need to be. Alright, let's time warp to the escape of the moon. Haha, we shall escape the moon now. None shall tell us how to escape the moon. We'll escape it ourselves. Alright. We'll just warp a little bit further here. Okay, there we are. We're out of the moon. Out of the moon's sphere of influence. Now if I go ahead and... Control locked. My butt is control locked. There we go. It's very scary when your butt gets control locked, you know. A lot of people don't realize this, but it's quite the problem. Oh no, that's just a second moon encounter. Look at that. Okay, well if I bring this out, right, then we'll be letting Minimus play catch up with us. Because otherwise we'd be around here. Catch up with Minimus. Hold on, what if I did this for catch up with Minimus? Give me ketchup. Give me lettuce. No. That would not work. Minimus is still our target, isn't it? Okay. No, this does not tell us much, does it? Just tell us target is going to be there, we're going to be there. Right? Now, ideally, these two would coincide at some point. It looks like it does kind of coincide there, doesn't it? See, this looks like it would coincide pretty closely. There. Okay, 73. Oh, look at that. We don't even have to switch fuel reserves. Theoretically. Now let's focus on Minimus and see just where that puts us in relation to this. That puts us pretty darn close. I think that's going to be our maneuver. We're going to go there, and then we're going to go here. We're going to stop ourselves like a pin on attack. And then we're going to get this. Because we can. Let's go ahead and point ourselves at the maneuver. Maneuver is only 3 seconds. Look at that. 3-second maneuver. And then we have this whole 2108 to play with. So let's warp ourselves to the node. Make sure, yeah, it looks good. Alright, so we're warping to the node. Warping to the node, because nobody else can know. We're not still locked, we are still locked. Let's unlock that. Hibernation is off, we are operational once again. Pointing in the direction we want to be. We have a 3-second burn time, so we're going to burn right at the node once we get there. Go right up to the node. Right up to it. You have 73 meters per second. Wow, we're still going to have fuel left over according to this. And let's go. Alright, that tells us we have an encounter with Mini Moose. Mini Moose, where are we? Alright, so we can actually... right about there. That looks grand, doesn't it? And then we just have to get into this orbit. So we are now on an encounter with Mini Moose. We will get there. 6 meters per second left in our primary tank. Tanks a lot for the primary tank. Alright, let's go ahead and warp to here, I suppose. Wait! Screech the brakes, gotta hibernate. Can't forget that. Oh my gosh, how many times have I forgotten that? Alright, let's go. It's gonna be a few days to get to Mini Moose, but we're gonna get to Mini Moose, and that's gonna be awesome. Mini Moose is making its Mini Moose way. Alright. We got stuff. Alright, so now we're letting Mini Moose catch up with us. Because we are in the higher orbit. Mini Moose is in the lower orbit. Which means Mini Moose is going faster than us at this time. What just happened? Come on, where's my encounter? Dude, you gotta be kidding me. You time warp, you lose your encounter. I have to keep an eye on that one. I'm pretty sure it's... Could it be that the integration accuracy is just really, really bad? That's a distinct possibility. Okay, so here we are. We're approaching Mini Moose. Right? That showed an encounter previously. I swear it did. Okay, there we are. We're now in orbit of Mini Moose. What did I say? I'm actually going to warp to... hold on. Let's turn off Hibernate. Now, if I was to perform a maneuver right here, how much would it take to get... Oh, dear. Only 200 meters per second. We are officially in orbit of Mini Moose. Now, if we take a look at our world first milestones, what did we get for Mini Moose? We've initiated our first flyby of Mini Moose. So that was worth 17,002 reputation points. I really do think we would have gotten more if we had the higher reputation. I really think it would have been worth something. So I'm going to go ahead and warp to here. And then we are going to initiate trying to get into this... I mean, look at this. We're close enough. Let's go to the anti-grade direction. Oop, hello, anti-grade. There we go. You have still 98% communication strength, which is grand. Alright. That did effectively nothing. We will now separate. Ka-ching! What just flew off the top of this thing? Did something just fly off the top of this thing? I feel like something just went over there. I really do. Bringing down the orbit. La-da-dee-dee-doo. Alright, there we go. There's our orbit. Now, did we get another world first for that? We dang well better. What did we get? Entered orbit of Mini Moose. Like I said, that's really not worth much. I feel like that should be worth a lot more. Alright, Mini Moose. Marty Moose, Marty Moose. That's me. Let's bring this down a little bit, however far down it takes. That's too far. It should be right about there. 7 degrees-ish. Whoa, hello! This guy's got the maneuvers. Alright, let's go to that node. 6.5 meters per second. Like, this thing is overpowered for what it needs to be able to do around Minimus. It's crazy. It's crazy, I tell you, it's crazy. It's crazy stuff, I tell you. We almost need to do is turn this way down on the thrust limiter. I'm gonna unhibernate this first, and I'm gonna turn this way down here. There we go. Actually, it needs to be lower than that. Alright, so... yeah, this is just like feather touch. Just the lightest maneuvers on this thing. Alright, ascending node, 1 degree. Should be approaching 0 degrees. There we go. Oh, that's a little too far. Well, isn't that bothersome? Okay. So we're pretty close. Now we just need to do the fine-tuning adjustment. So, that'd be right about here, I suppose. Oh dear, oh dear. Too far, I dare say. Right about there. Then we need to circleify it. Circleify is a word. It's not a real word, it's a made-up word, but circleify is a word. So right about there, that's where our apogee will be. So now we got to carefully maneuver ourselves. I said carefully. I said we had to do it carefully. Look at this game trying to prove me wrong. We're pointing at the sun. We're pointing directly away from the sun. Let's go ahead and hibernate. Hibernation on. I don't need to see the Terrier engine no more. We're pointing where we need to be pointing. We can now warp to the next maneuver. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? Who would have thought? Mini Moose. 0.7 meters per second is our delta V at this node. I don't even think it's worth waiting for the node. Let's just go ahead and burn it. Slow as can go. Sly as can buy. Good as can should. Alright. Turn on hibernation again to save that electricity. Because you never know. And when we get here... and maneuver. It's been 31 days. Wow, this thing has been in orbit for 31 LMNOP days. There. Very, very lightly. Very lightly. Okay, 1.6 meters per second is your delta V on that node. Like, come on. We could land this thing, take it back off, land back at Kerbal, and we'd be fine. I mean, I'm just saying. We could. Before I warp, are we hibernating? I gotta make sure we're hibernating. I have PTSD on that one. Alright, round we go, round we go, round and round and round we go. Where we stop, I don't know, but round and round and round we go. Turn off that hibernate. And very slowly moving over our way to this desired orbit. Are we good? We look good. Alright, perfect. We have obtained the orbit of interest. We didn't maintain stability for 10 seconds. We still got to wait for another 10 seconds. Keeping ourselves hydrated. Ooh, I think I pulled a muscle. We could land, we could take off, we could get back to Kerbal. It would be very easy to do with this. Let's just take a few measurements here. Log the temperature. It's worth 8.4. I mean, that's worth something, definitely. It's going to make sure that our batteries stay charged. Log pressure. What's it worth? 12.6. Hey, let's go. Log the mystery goo. What's it worth to you? 6.3. That's kind of useless. I could do that and then try and land this thing back on the surface. But no, by and large, that gets us something. You go back to Space Center. There we go. So we got an orbit on Minimus now, which I guess means maybe we might get some missions for science data from around Minimus. If we're lucky, we'll get science data from surface of Minimus, and that'll give us an excuse to actually land. New surface outpost, but no, they're still not giving us that world first. Splash down at Eve, are you nuts? You just barely got to Minimus. Science data from space. Okay. Decoupler splashed down at Kerbin. Okay, we can do that. A satellite in a specific orbit of Minimus. We've just proven we can do that all over the place. So we could. Just has to have a mystery goo. We could do that. Yeah, these surface outposts, those are going to be something else, aren't they? This thing wants us to get to Eve already, dude. We're nowhere near Eve. We're like Eve. So yeah, 160 science points. We need like another 66, sorry. Just another 66 science points, and then we will have this data processing lab, which, believe me, is going to be all worth it. 100%. So what do we need now? We need science data from space around the moon. We can do that right now, so let's do that. Science data from space! Do-do-do-do. There's the moon. Where's our space dudes? Hold on, we don't need all this debris, do we? Most of this debris we could just get rid of. But we have way too many communication satellites. What is this? Oh, it wants us to maneuver that. It wants us to push that into a different orbit. Which we could do. Realistically, it is possible. But it's a question of whether or not it's plausible, and whether or not it's actually worth our time to do it. We could definitely, though, do that. What do we got? We got full. Let's send some temperature data. Alright, we got some temperature data. That's another completed mission. We need those Minimus missions. You know, those Minimus missions that give us more science, more data, more information, more usability. Come on, Mission Control. I know you're holding out on us here. Science data from space around Kerbin. Okay, fine. Be that way. It's really pushing us going to Eve, isn't it? Position refueler in an adjusted orbit of Kerbin. We'll see what that refueler position is when we get there. Science data from space. The refueler is out of fuel, though, isn't it? I swear it is. I don't think we can make that, because the refueler didn't have fuel to begin with. We'd have to refuel it. Yes, it is completely out of fuel. There's no way that's getting an adjusted orbit. No, sir. No, sir-ree. Though it could be useful to refuel it. But we need more controls to be able to refuel it. So, I mean, I think that was pure luck on last week's stream that we actually managed to successfully dock 2 spacecraft over Kerbin without any of the proper controls. I have it clipped if you want to see the procedure. But it was sheer luck that we actually managed to get that to work. I don't think that I could do that again. Or maybe I could. I could. It would just be Y, you know. It'd just be the letter Y. Tourists, refueler. Wants us to do another Minimus mission, but this is worth a lot. And it's really easy to get there. Or surface outpost or anything else. I think that would be our best bet. We need to test the decoupler, though. And then we need to put an equatorial orbit. The equatorial orbit we can definitely do. Let's try the radial decoupler. Splash down. Oof. Fine, we'll splash it. We'll splash it down, we'll do the radial decoupling thing, and then we'll see what we get. Here we go, radial, here we go. Get our thing, can get our fuel, can get our engine. And what is it we were testing again? We were testing the TT38K radial decoupler. I don't see... Oh, this guy. I see. We'll put 2 of those on then. And a pair of shoes. There. Okay, so these decouplers got to be last. We're going to launch this guy, we're going to land, and we're going to shoot off these decouplers into space. I mean, into the water. My mistake. Alright, here we go. Anything for science. Science, F yeah. Alright, here we go. Okay, maybe not that high. Off we go. Away we go. Alright, that should land us in the water pretty severely. And we shall descend carefully. Alright, there we go. Science data, F yeah. Gonna test out these radial decouplers. Come on, 4 times warp, let's go. We gotta land this thing in the water before it's too late. Because you never know. Could be too late right now, we just don't realize it. You gotta be careful. Because you never know. Oh wow, we're like way up in the air. What was I thinking? Keep going, keep going. We're gonna burn at 20. Alright, we're low. Lovely, lovely indeed. Okay, so now we gotta test this. Does that accomplish the mission? Oh, that's what I had to do. Well, lucky thing these things are so close to us. Maybe they can recover it with us. What do we got? Good stuff, bad stuff, middle of the road stuff. Looks like middle of the road stuff to me. Alright, no science. 2,000 worth of parts refunded. So we got 99.5. We're about 60 away from our goal. Science data from the surface of the moon. Perfect. We'll do that. Outpost on Minimus. Specific orbit of Minimus. We're going to have to do that eventually, so maybe we should. What does it want? 300,000 meters? Has to have a mystery goo? I mean, the old one is technically that, but it has to be a new probe. It has an antenna. Must be fully assembled when launched. Yeah, we could do that. Refueler in an adjusted orbit. Position unmanned moon in an adjusted orbit of the moon. We could do that. Don't really want to. And then all these other ones are for Eve. So yeah, we will... We could also rendezvous 2 vehicles in orbit of the moon. That's another thing we could do. Satellite in equatorial orbit of Kerbin. That one we have to do. Science data from the surface of the moon. We might as well do that before we launch the one for the equatorial orbit. Which we will do momentarily, of course. Let's find the moon. Wherever it happens to be hiding. That darn moon. You never know where it is. It's a problem with the moon. Where's our lander? Nope, not you guys. Not debris. Not probes. There's the lander. Pepe's Revenge. Now's your chance for revenge, Pepe. Gonna send some science data from the surface. And that'll be awesome. We still haven't done a Kerbal mission to the moon. Because I'm so worried that I won't be able to get them back. Alright, Pepe's Revenge. Send us some scientific data. What do you see? Excellent. Excellent indeed. Glad we can do that while the thing is still hibernating, you know? Alright, what do we got? 101.5 is our science. Specific orbit of Minimus. I think we're going to have to do that eventually. Post on Eve. Test a parachute in flight. Nope, so I think our next one is going to be this specific orbit, which is worth a pretty penny. Look at that, we could upgrade this for the price. We have enough money to do that. Or the astronaut complex if we really wanted to, or I suppose we could hire another astronaut. That's probably something we should do, because we're kind of lacking in the astronaut department at the moment. Just saying. I'm going to go ahead and take an unmanned moon orbiter. There we go. Let's load that. This is capable of getting to Minimus. I'm going to get this to the targeted orbit, and then I'm going to run some tests with it. Because I just don't know. I almost wonder if we can do... I'm wondering if we can do a straight shot to Minimus with this thing. And I think we might be able to. But that's just a thought. It's not confirmed by anything. That's why we're doing this test. Alright, ready. Aim for the sky. That's more or less what we're looking to do. Come on, let's hit the sky. Leave some tire tracks over Kerbin. Everyone will look up and they'll be like, are those tire tracks in the sky? Everyone's going to be like, tire tracks in the sky? Are you nuts? No, those aren't tire tracks in the sky. Those are contrails. Alright, let's go. I'm going to actually start our gravity turn a little bit earlier than I normally would, because for some reason this thing is so much more aerodynamic. It gets us to 144,000, whereas the other one was quite a bit less. So I think that those aerodynamic nose cones are definitely doing something. So as a result, we should be able to turn a little bit more severely here. Give ourselves a much steeper angle here for our gravity turn. Look at this. Look at this. It's still too low. We need to be going more than that. Way more than that. Come on. Go all the way. All the way. All the way over it. Let's go. It's not going. Well, what is our target altitude then? 134. You know what? I think it's worth it. Let's wait to 50,000. We'll decouple. And 50,000. Give it a little bit more too while we're at it, and then decouple. We're now decoupled. Point ourselves right along. Alright, and we now have acceleration. 134 is our target apogee. Be increasing that orbital velocity much as we can. And trying to hit this target right here. Once we hit that target, we're going to see if we can push it out to Minimus. That's the whole point of this little test that we're doing here. Trying to push ourselves out to Minimus, if we can. But the question is, can we? And if we can, why? And if why, then W. The question everybody asks is why, but the question they should ask is W. W? You might ask. Yes, W. It is another letter, much like Y, but is often overlooked. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just rambling now. Come on, somebody say something in the chat. Save me from my own ramblings. Maybe I'll have something interesting to say. Maybe I'll have nothing interesting to say, but you don't know unless you actually say something in the chat, to which I can reply with profanities and insults. You know? How can I insult people if they never talk to me? Oh wow, 0 degrees. Hold on, hold on. Can I push this down a little bit? Just hold that at 0 degrees, because that's perfect. That's perfect. I want that at 0 degrees. I like that 0 degrees right there. Alright. Our perigee is still below the ground. And we're still kind of pushing ourselves up a little bit. So let's do that. Come on, come on. Stay at 0. Stay at 0. That's like perfect. That's right where we need it to be. Then we're going to keep pushing this out till we get there eventually. Perigee is still negative. Negative. I said negative. I said it's negative there, boy. Okay, carefully now, carefully. Keep these carefully controlled. Alright, our perigee is almost above ground. That's good. I'm going to actually start pushing us up towards here. Easy now, easy. Stay at 0 degrees, if you please. 0 degrees, if you would please. Too far, too far. Very difficult. Very hard to control. Alright, our perigee is almost positive. I'm almost positive that we have a positive perigee. Alright, we're above ground. And we are above 70 kilometers. Perfect. I'm actually going to stop it there. I'm going to actually, you know what, let's just keep going because we're pretty much right lined up with where we need to be. And keep pushing that out till we get the apogee that we want, and then we're going to start pushing out the other direction. We have another 800 meters per second of delta V. If memory serves, then that's more than enough for us to get to the moon even. So, isn't that lovely? That should get us to this apogee, no problem. So we should be able to do that on our current fuel budget. I'm going to say we should be able to. We're getting close. Getting right at that limit right about there. Here we go. Close to the limit, close to the limit. Let's shut it off there. Alright, so we have another 236 to play with. Not quite to the moon, but we weren't trying to get there. So now, we just need to push this out over here. Oh, hello. Thank you for auto-saving, game. So right about there, we need to push out from here. But how do we push out from here? We're going to be increasing our perigee. I have to turn this back a little. Keep these lined up. Right about where we want them to be. Right about there, I'd say. That looks to be where we want it to be. Alright, so 393 meters per second. We're going to have to switch fuel tanks somewhere along the way. Let's go ahead and point at our point. There's our node that we're going to be burning towards. We'll take this. We'll hibernate it. It's a science of getting hibernation. That looks good to me, anyway. And yeah, we'll warp to that point. Dun, 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 dun. Go ahead and pin this. Alright, we're close. We're getting close there. We're right about where we need to be. Just about. Just about. Not quite, but just about. Hibernation off. Warp ourselves to the point at 18 seconds. We're going to start burning around 10. That'll give us enough time to do the thing. And then the other thing. Alright, we're close. We are close. We are very close. Alright, here we go. Alright, pushing out that perigee just as expected. It's working well. It's working well. We're going to separate and then we're going to do the second burn. Here we go. And... well, that's a lot shorter. As he does it. Perfect. So that was the target right there. That's where we wanted to go to. So did we get our mission completed for that? All right. Maintain stability for 10 seconds. See, I told you had to actually wait for 10 seconds. And here it was giving me the solution early, but there's 10 seconds for you. All right. So now the question is getting to Mini Moose. So if I go from here, we'll pretty much get there, won't we? There we go. Mini Moose. Where's Mini Moose? Mini Moose. Set as target. Where are we going to be if we do this? Okay, let me add maneuver point there. Mini Moose, Mini Moose. Yup, that's me. That's not even close. Oh, wow, that's way off. Look at that. Turn this down. Okay, so there's Mini Moose. Wow, that's, not good. So you want to push this up. Push this up a little. What do you think? A little out there. A little out there, I'd say. No, so that's not the path to Mini Moose. We almost need to burn from here. 2 mini moose. Will this get us to mini moose? I'm gonna stop saying that. I'm gonna throw out my vocal cords one of these times. I almost did it that time. For that matter. Okay. Not looking too grand here, no sir. Oop. Up a little, up a little. Yeah, there's probably a better way to do this than what I'm doing. Like right here, this is ridiculous. Nobody should do this. There's easier ways to get there. I just don't trust myself. Okay, so ascending node and descending node. Maybe I should line those up first. Maybe that would be a grand old idea. So we needed to go like this, don't we? Just like so. Awesome. Just like that. Oops, hello, here we go. Alright. Let's go to there. But I think that my hypothesis is correct. I think we can get to Minimus directly. What are we going to do when we get there? I don't know yet. Maybe we'll try to return. But I don't have parachutes. You know what? I should have just thrown a parachute on this thing for fun. That would have been fine. It would have worked. It would have been really helpful here. Hibernation off. Hold on. Something's not right. That's what's not right. Look at that. I couldn't even see that before. So right about there should be close to 0 degrees. Close enough anyway. Close enough that I'll take it. So then what if I just burn opposite of Mini Moose? Like right here. Would that be close enough? That would be not close enough. That'd be way too far out. I almost have to burn from here, but then, you know, that's basically where I am. And then we're just kind of going out there, like, yo. Which technically does work. I mean, that does get us there. Fare thee well. Okay, into Minimus. What is our perigee here? Because I kind of want to adjust... Oop, hello. Adjust this. Oop, not quite. A little out. Yeah, that'll get us there. 270 meters per second. Then we have plenty of adjustment space. Go ahead and point at this. Yeah, that'll work. You know what? I'm kind of on the fence about it, but I think that'll work. Of course, there are more efficient ways to do that. We're going to do this in a polar orbit, I think. So let's hibernate. Go to the node. Burn for 8 seconds. Alright, we're close. 8 seconds. So right about there, we're going to go ahead and burn. Oh, hey, we could hit Minimus, and then we could hit the moon. Look at that. That's gonna run into the moon right there. Then could we use the moon to slow us down, and then return to Kerbin? Return to Kerbin from a flyby of the Mini Moose. The Mini Mouse. Mini Moose. Mini Mouse? Mini Moose. Alright, let's just slowly adjust ourselves outwards here. Actually, you know what? We'll just go full. We'll just send it. We'll send that thing to the bring. Bling, bling. Send the thing to the bring. Gonna bring that thing and send it to the wing. Send it to the wing. What wing? Alright, there's our Mini Moose encounter. Mini Moose, Mini Moose. Let's move. Let's, Oh there, oh there, oh there. Okay, so we're going to try and adjust that to a polar orbit if we can. Yo, 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 what you gonna do, yo? I mean, technically we did complete this mission. You know what would be nice? We're going to leave this where it is. Because if we can get like another Minimus mission that just says position a new satellite. Well, actually, that'll be a problem if it wants us to build a new satellite, but we have an existing satellite that we can actually get there. This is as long as they don't want it to be purpose-built. Unmanned moon in an adjusted orbit of the moon. No. Outpost, no. Test an ant fuel engine landed at the moon. We could do that. Launch stability enhancer at the launch site. That I could do. That's really prestigious, too. Why would that be 3 stars? I don't understand. But you know what? That's something I can definitely do. Kerbal launch site. Why not? Haul a Wheezy engine into Kerbal flight. That we could do. Okay, we have no more for Minimus. Test hammer booster into flight above Kerbal. That I could do. It's not really worth that much, though. Position unmanned. So yeah, basically it's test the ant fuel engine landed at the moon. Why couldn't we do that? That would be perfectly possible. Landed, and then we just test it, I guess. That would be possible. I don't know. It's worth a bit of reputation. You know what? We'll go ahead and take it. Just to return to Kerbal from orbit of the moon. What if we actually use that to do so? Well, at the very least, where's our guy? Where's our guy heading to Minimus here? We had a probe somewhere. That's not it. Come on, where's our dude? There he is. Sort of. There. This guy. That's the one right there. That's what I was looking for. You know, I probably could have just scrolled down to the bottom of the list and got the same effect. But this works too. This works too. What do you do? Position ourselves north-south, east-west. I'm going to go ahead and hibernate this because we don't want it wasting energy. And, yeah, looks okay to me. We could actually land on Mini-Moose. You know, I'm just going to go ahead and say that out loud. We could land on Mini-Moose if we wanted to. Alright, there's our guy. It's going out. It's doing the thing. It's moving slower and slower. Mini-Moose has got to catch up. Alright, it's moving slower than Mini-Moose. It's in the outer reaches of its orbit. Alright, we're getting close. We are going to put it into a polar orbit of Mini-Moose. Just to kind of increase communications planet-wide. Or not planet-wide. Satellite-wide. Satellite-wide communications. Just have a nice orbital. Get it really high up in orbit there too. All right, here we go. Here we go. Looks good to me. So, first thing is first. Let's go to this perigee. Dun 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 dun. All right, looks good. Now we turn off the hibernation. We keep this pinned because we might need the hibernation eventually. And then we go here. And we burn this as far as we can to get ourselves into a stable orbit. We now have a stable orbit. But it is not good enough for me, no sir, no sir. For what we would like to have is something much nicer. What we will do is we will push this up and back and up and back and up and back, avoiding gimbal lock, as it were. That'll put it into a nice polar orbit, and that's kind of what we want. 64 meters per second, you're crazy. You're crazy. Oh, don't tell me I'm crazy, because you're so crazy too. Alright, there we go. We're basically burning like so, right about here. And, yeah, that's like 1 second worth of burn. Burn, baby, burn! Oh, wow, that is 1 second worth of burn. I thought that was an error. I thought it was going to change. Yeah. Well, I guess not. Anyway, there gives us our communications in orbit of... I got to rename these guys. These are no longer unmanned moon. These are unmanned minimus. Like unmanned minimus. And log pressure. Yeah, I can log pressure all day. It's just not worth anything. All right. That positions us in orbit. More or less where we want it to be. Looking good. Okay. So, there we are in orbit of Minimus. We now have a communication sat there and a communication satellite there. I'm going to rename this one. I'm going to rename it. I'm going to rename it to something cool. There it is. Oh, wait, no, it's number 2. Mini Moose Com number 2. Save it. And I'm going to go ahead and rename this guy, too, because it's not a moonlander. Mini Moose Com number 2. Let's rename it. Com number 1. There it is. All right. And we are getting solar, aren't we? Yes, we are. Okay, good. All right, back to Space Center. So we now have two scientific things in orbit of Minimus. We could do a third one. That would kind of give us a little bit more. I don't know that it's necessary. Though it could be done. Test a heat shield at the launch site. Can do. Equatorial orbit of the moon. Unmanned. Science data from surface of Minimus. Thank you. I'll take that. Because we can get to the surface of Minimus. I know we can do that. We can get there. So, let's do these little tests here. They're apparently worth something. Wait, I forgot to check my science. Was my science at 160? No, it was at 111, wasn't it? My photographic memory tells me I saw 111 up in the corner. I think that's what it was. Can we see it from here? We can't see it from here. Oh, that's going to be so... That's going to eat away at my insides. I got to see it. Was it 111? I think it was 111. Let's check. It was 103. Oh, my photographic memory just fails me. It fails me, especially when I have my... Especially when I can't see very well out of the corners of my eyes. I see everything in front of me very clearly. Anything off to the side, nothing. Okay, here we go. So what were we doing here? We were testing a heat shield launch site. We were surface data from Minimus that we can do later. We have to land an ant engine on the moon and test stability enhancer at the launch site. So where's the stability enhancer? That's this guy. I gotta buy the darn thing? Come on. That's not fair. Wait. We just gotta do this. Hold on! There we go. Alright, that'll be fine. Can I put this at a really awkward angle? Look at that. Ah, that's perfect. Alright. That's exactly how we want to launch this thing. Speaking of launching this thing... Let's put this like right on the ground, practically going into the ground, and then the launch stability enhancer can be like that. Isn't that much nicer? Now we also need to test, what was it? A heat shield. Where is the heat shield? Show me the heat shield. 0.625. There it is. Alright. Let's go ahead and launch this thing. We'll get our scientific data. We'll accomplish a couple of missions in one go. That is nice to know. We can get straight to Minimus on a single shot. I do like that information. I like that being available. Alright, here we go. Wow, look at this thing. This is ridiculous. Alright, so we can test the heat shield immediately. That's accomplished. And then the launch stability enhancer. How do we do this? Activate the part through staging. Whoa! Whoa! Okay, it just fired us into the freaking ground. That was pretty cool. That was awesome, man. It's like, okay, launch. Boom. We're practically in the ground. Thing destroys itself, rips itself apart. That's pretty cool. Okay, yeah, that's nice. It cleared the launch way for us. Now, before we go launching another Minimoose mission... don't make that noise to me. Just an orbit of the moon. No, it doesn't look like there's anything else. So, surface of Minimus. We need to land an ant engine on the moon. Don't we already have one, though? I feel like we do. Hold on. If we have one on the moon, wouldn't that be freaking awesome? Let's check. I think there might be. I think there's a possibility there. Not Minimus. Let's go to the moon. Did Pepe Little have one? Hold on. Pepe Little vessel relay. What happened to Pepe Little? Why is Pepe Little in two pieces? Please tell me you're still in one piece, Pepe Little. Are you? You know you have to respond eventually. Okay, that is just a thing. Okay. That is... Okay, so this doesn't have anything on it. No, sir. It's a dead thing, so... Okay, yeah, this is just kind of sitting in pieces on the surface there, it looks like. Darn. So what is this guy? Switch over to this unmanned moon vehicle here. Did this one have an ant engine? I swear one of them did. I could have sworn. Well, okay, obviously this one doesn't, and it wants to kind of fly on its own, so that's unfortunate. No. Ah! Point yourself up! Up, darn you! Oh my goodness. Okay, that almost took out its own communications. That was terrifying. Okay. So clearly that does not. So what about Pepe's Revenge? I don't think Pepe's Revenge had it. So no, we have to land a new. We have to do a new moon lander. A new moon lander. I think we can do that though. Yeah, no, we got to do a new moon lander. Darn. We have this decoupler stuck to us too. Alright, back to Space Center. So let's just take a quick look at how much time we have to accomplish each of these individual missions. We almost lost one of our moon probe. Ugh. That was painful. I was like, oh my gosh, we're about to lose the thing. I don't know what was going through my mind. I couldn't figure out which way was up. Okay, yeah, none of these. So which one is first? Surface data of Minimus. Deadline is year 12. It is currently year 1. Ant engine. Deadline is year 3. We might as well do that one first then. And then there's no deadline on the moon mission, so that one we can just kind of put on the back burner. So Ant moon landed. How efficient is the Ant engine anyway? Because if the Ant engine is anything of what I'm thinking, maybe we could land it on the moon. Do you think? Do you think it could? Let's put the octo. We'll do... Where is the ant? There it is. So what is the specific... Oops, come on, stay up here. Specific impulse is 315 in a vacuum. It's not exactly a good showing. No, I don't think we'll be using that. Let's get the moon lander. This is capable of landing on the moon. Check. Check-a-doo. Now we just need the ant engine, which we're going to go ahead and put, I guess, on the top or something. You know what? I could just put 2 of these on. I don't really want to put 2 of these on. I guess technically we don't need this. What other science could we put on here? Could we put anything useful? Doesn't look like it. We could put the Science Junior on here, see if we can get Science Junior landed on the moon. That's a little sketch, though. A little sketchy. So this is 2000-ish. Well, actually, this is 1900 plus about 2800 plus about 2200. 1900, 2800, and 200. It's about 2000. That's 4,000 or 5,000, 6,000, 7,000-ish. Yeah, we might be able to get it back from the moon. It's possible. Let's just put this ant engine on it. And I really, you know what? I really want to test this with more fuel. I really want that to work. Only 1,800, but then when you're in the vacuum, you got 2,200 and then 3,000. So that's about 2, and then another 3. No. We'll do light. We'll do light, we'll try to land, and we'll do some landing gear while we're at it. Come on, landing gear. Gotta be my landing gear. It's much better if we can actually put landing gear on the thing rather than landing directly on top of the engine. Here we go. Because you never know. I think that's about all we can do, isn't it? I mean, short of actually putting a Kerbal on here, strapping them in, trying to land them on the moon. Don't think that's really necessary. So we got this guy. Now this ant engine, I'm going to go ahead and put it in a separate stage because I really don't want it going. And I'm going to put the thrust limiter down to 0 while I'm at it, just in case, because you never know. Sometimes I hit the spacebar twice instead of once. Alright, this looks good. This looks ready to go. This looks like it could potentially make a moon landing. So let's do this. We're going to land on the moon. I'm going to try and land it on one of the poles. You know, land it on the north or south pole of the moon. Because then, you know, it's pretty cool. Get it? Pole? Cool? Eh? No? Ah! You gotta understand that. It's poles. I think it's a magnetic pole, though. Okay, so here we go. Looking good. Everything, final checks. Everything is what it says it is. And this will be our final check. It just needs to be landed on the moon. Okay. We're aiming at the sky. So that's our final check, is that we're aiming towards the sky. I would hate to be aiming towards the ground, trying to get into space. Woof, that would be kind of a problem, wouldn't it? Getting our gravity turn very slightly, very slightly. Whoa, don't like that, don't like the oscillations we're seeing there. No, sir. You know, I could have put an aerodynamic nose cone on the top. Maybe that would have helped us. Maybe that would have. 6,000 meters up. Come on, gravity turn. Let's turn that gravity. Let's turn the gravity. The gravity of the situation, haha, is a vertical body force aimed towards the center of mass. Alright, not bad. We didn't really hit 45. We should have been able to hit 45. That would have been nice. Alright, what is our altitude? Por favor, our altitude is 35K. Not bad. Yeah, a lot of people say, do the gravity turn earlier. It really saves you a lot. I'm pretty sure it does. But in my case, if I do that, we just go unstable. It just goes all over the place. Alright, we pushed it away. Gravity. Here we go. Carefully now. Alright, that's right about where we need to be. Now we just need to bring up that orbital velocity, bring up our perigee. Aim ourselves at the moon. The moon's tough to land on. It's a lot easier to land on Minimus, actually. But we'll get there. We'll get there eventually, I tell you what. I tell you what, we will get there eventually. By the time we do get there, it's going to be something else, I tell you what. And since we are now in the orbit of the planet, I'm actually going to tell you what I can do to get better communications with these little satellite dishes. And extend the landing gear. Why not? There's no real point to not extend the landing gear. Alright. I tell you what. Me and my famous quotations. Alright, looking good so far. Now the engine-specific impulse on this, that's 345. Yeah, that's pretty darn good. This one's specific impulse is considerably less once we actually get there. Alright, our perigee is still negative. We're building our way up slowly. Slowly but surely. And where is the moon relative to us? That's a good thing to check out. Yeah, we can't really send it from here. Maybe I should have waited a little longer, sent it from the other side. Could have been useful. Oh well. I guess not. Right, slowly approaching the horizon. Still burning upwards. Is it faster to burn directly along the horizon at this point? Or would it make more sense to angle ourselves down, pointing towards the ground like so? Or to keep our apogee constant, since we don't really need to be building more height, we just need to be building horizontal orbital velocity. Something I never really considered. I suppose it does help not to waste energy in converting kinetic energy to potential, instead converting it all directly to kinetic energy. So I guess there's an argument to be made there. Alright, we have positive periapsis, and we have orbital. Alright, looking good. I'm going to go ahead and I'll pin this. Don't need to hibernate, but I do need to pin it. So the moon is right about there, so we're going to be almost right about here by the time we start burning towards it. And there's our encounter. Was that too high? That is... Well, that's actually more or less where we would expect it to be. Bring it out a little. Now that's a little bit further than what we would expect it to be. And is that... that's okay. It's not great. Where is the moon? Let's focus. Okay, so that's right about there. So now I want to adjust this. I want to be over the top of the moon. I want to be landing on the north pole of the moon. Wouldn't that be awesome? Well, maybe it wouldn't be very useful. But I think it would be pretty cool if we could do that. We're burning the rest of our fuel doing it, though. That might be a little bit far. $985. Dunno, I don't know. Push it over the top. Just like so. Alright. And we're still on our original tank of fuel, so we'll get there. We'll be kind of burning right over the top here. Hopefully we'll get a communications relay, and then we can try and land on the pole of the planet. Wouldn't that be so cool if we could do that? I don't know that we can, but I do know we can try. Go ahead and point ourselves at the node, and then we're going to fast forward to the node, because there's no point in sitting around doing nothing. Hibernation on. To the node. Going to burn at 30 seconds, roughly. We should have enough fuel in total. Alright, hibernation off. Proceed to 30 seconds. We're actually not looking at the trajectory directly, we're looking at the moon. And we are 30 seconds, commence burn. Come on, commence burn. I hit the Z button twice. You're ruining me here. Alright. So we're burning out very slightly, very slowly, very smoothly. As he does. Keep ourselves pointed at that node. 37 seconds. Alright, looking good. Alright, we got another 22 seconds of burn time. It's going out, it's going good. Alright. We have 300 meters per second to go. We've got enough fuel according to the fuel meter. Lovely, lovely. All indeed. Alright, here we go. We're getting close. We're getting close. Be aggressive. Okay. Not what I was expecting. Whoopsie. I'm gonna have to go... What am I at? I'm at 0.45. I'm gonna have to go 180 degrees from 0.45. Is this 180 degrees? Feels like 180 degrees. Right about here. Nah. It's at 180 degrees. Yeah, that's not good. We're intersecting the ground at that location. Where do I want to maneuver? Do I want to maneuver up? That is where I want to maneuver. Up. Really? I would have thought down. Okay, let's just bring that up into a nice, sane altitude. 20,000 looks sane enough to me. As long as I can see air between the two. If I'm looking at the ground, and the ground is inside of my spacecraft, I'm going to be a little concerned. Go ahead and hibernate this. So when we get to here, I think I can actually add the maneuver now. Hold on. I think if I get to here, we're going to slow right down. That's going to be a 201 meter per second delta V. And then we will have to pick a spot and land, hopefully near the polar regions. Looks good. 283, and then we got about another 1,800 to land with. Now, as for taking back off, I don't know that we're going to be able to do that. We will be able to land. That's the point. That was the whole point of the mission. So let's go ahead. Let's warp to the next maneuver. I'm going to trust this. I don't know if I should. I'm trusting this to auto-warp to the next maneuver. Is it good? Is it bad? We'll see. We'll see whether or not that trust was well-founded. Alright, here it goes. And stop. Okay, I guess I can trust it, sort of. Sort of, kind of. Alright, let's point ourselves where we need to go. Right about there. Looking good. 11 seconds of burn. Let's go to the node. Burn around 6 seconds. I don't think we really need to. We could start burning right now. It'd be about the same. Wouldn't make too much of a difference, I don't think. Don't think. Wow. That thing's going out pretty far, isn't it? Let's see here. Separate. Okay. There we go. Alright, now it's just a matter of picking a landing spot. Looks okay to me. Oh, it's all in the dark, actually. That's not okay to me. I'm going to go ahead and warp up to about here. We're going to try and land in the North Pole. I think that'll be worthwhile. Let's warp there, about 39 minutes away. As we can see, our little guy, it's going along there. It's got communications. As long as it can stay in communication with Kerbin, I'm happy. But look, it's not that far away from Pepe Little. Or Pepe's Revenge. Sorry. Sorry, Pepe. But we could land in the dark. I'm not too keen on landing in the dark. What if we just waited until it was light? We could do that. How long is that? That'd be pretty far away, actually. So we're going on this orbit. To be light, we have to be basically on the other side of the planet. which is a little further than I'm willing to wait. Just saying. So let's, oh, this isn't hibernating. That could have been disastrous. Let's go ahead and aim for a landing then. Over the northern polar region of the moon. So we're going to warp it a little while longer here. Just a little further. Right about there. Alright. Well. Keep your fingers crossed. Let's commence. Commencing landing procedure. Landing procedure has commenced. All right. We are on a suborbital trajectory. Will we land? Is the question on everybody's mind. The answer is unclear. Nobody knows. Nobody seems to. Nobody seems to care. I suppose we shall just have to see. While we're at it, by the way, we want ground level. Yikes, we would have been off by a couple thousand meters. Alright, looking good so far. 13,000 to go. Okay, we're down to lower altitude. Let's go ahead and pull this in a little. Rein in our velocity as we do. As one does. Surface velocity about 50 meters per second. Wow, look at this place. A lot of hills. Alright, looking good, looking good. 2,000 meters per second. We have quite a bit of control authority over this thing, so as for when we actually start, $700 meters. Wow, that snuck up on me, actually. Was not expecting that to sneak up on me as quickly as it did. Okay, so 10 meters per second. We're at about 500 meters. Looks like we're landing on a mountainous ridge, which could prove fatal. But we'll see. Alright, we're going to accelerate again closer to the ground. Alright, 6 meters per second is a good approach velocity. It's just a matter of keeping it at that. Easy now. Easy does. Don't bounce off the surface. Lovely. All right. That is just perfect. We are on the moon. We are landed. We are ready to test. Test complete. And now we're landed more or less near the North Pole. Would we be able to get... We would get more science data from this. Look at that. That's beautiful. That is just lovely. And I suppose pressure data as well. Pressure scan from the moon's poles. Now pressure data is a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward time a little bit here. In before we actually send that. I thought that maybe getting some polar data from the surface would be usable. Transmit. Alright. Looks good. You know what? I'm happy with that. And I think, if we go back to the Space Center, I think that gives us enough for the Mobile Data Processing Lab, doesn't it? Not quite. 140, I think. I think we need 160. Let's take a look-see. Take a look, see what it might be. 147.1. Keto stationary orbit. Oh, that would be a cool one. That would be really cool to do, actually. Thermometer, science gene. That's a bit of a heavy one, but we could do that. That'd be really cool. Flight over Kerbin. We could do... Test a decoupler, landed at Kerbin. We can do that. Not actually a lot. So, surface of Minimus, that's going to be our next ultimate mission. And this decoupler is kind of a secondary one. But what was our target? We need 160. We're so close. We could get there. We're in spitting distance. We also have 1,000,000 Kerbal cranks. Kerbal cranks? Is that what their money is called? Cranks? Kerbals with the cranks. But, I'm running low on apple juice. So we're going to do one more mission. You know what that mission is going to be? It's going to be going to Minimus and landing on the surface. Because we have an actual mission that has us going to Minimus and landing on the surface. So we're going to give that a shot. We're going to do that. We're going to land on Minimus's surface. Minimus's? Metamucil. Metamucil. I'm going to land on Metamucil's surface. That is, of course, after we do this quick test. TDO60 coupler. Where is it? TDO60 coupler. There it is. Awesome. And then it's to Minimus. Surprisingly, we can get to Minimus so easily. We can get back from Minimus even easier. Couldn't we? Couldn't we just? I get the feeling that we could just, but who knows? Who doth know? Here we go. Looks good. All right. Why can't I... Oh, I'm sitting on top of it. That's why. Hold on. Thank you. You can't recover a vessel if it's sitting on top of another dead part, apparently. Oh no, I have a hole in my sock. This was my best sock. Sort of. Actually, all my socks kind of look the same. It was a decent sock. Anything else? Testing a thud. Testing a thing. Testing another thing. Keto stationary orbit. This looks so cool. But that's year 5. Oh, we can do that. Why not? Oh, we can do that. Why not? Can generate power. Keto stationary orbit. Hold it directly. Oh, it wants us to actually... Oh, wow. That is actually a very difficult mission. Hold above a particular location. We could do that. You know we could. Temperature surveys. Eve. Stack separator and flight over Kerbin. No. None of these are doing it for me. So we're going to try and land on Minimus. And send surface data from the surface of Minimus. And that'll get us our research vessel, and I can show everybody exactly how usable that research vessel really is. Trust me, it's going to be pretty cool once we get it. But for now, we must get to Minimus. There it is. Unmanned. Unpiloted, I should say. Okay, so this has a scientific stuff on it. Do I need that? I guess I do. You know what? I guess that wouldn't be a problem to have it on board. What's our landing gear looking like? Do we need landing gear for Minimus? This is a Minimus lander, so we might as well give it some landing gear. It can technically take off from Minimus too. I mean, Minimus is just so light. And we'll start this. Hello. Start this. Retract. Come on, get out of here. Start this. Retracted. Thank you. Deploy shielded. What does that mean? I don't know what deploy shielded means. I'm not going to try and figure it out on the fly. Anything else? Do we get better aerodynamics with this thing? Like if I use this special nose cone? I guess we could. It would block out the solar panels though. I don't think that's really worthwhile. Alright, so thingy thing goes boom. Thingy thing goes boom. Thingy thing goes boom. And vacuum. Gets us enough to Minimus. Then we just land on the surface of Minimus. We get our rewards. Everybody gives us our just desserts. Because those desserts are pretty good. I don't know if you've ever had your just desserts, but they taste pretty good. So let's get our way to Minimus. We'll complete that mission. That'll be the end of the stream once we get there. That is, of course, unless there's just a really, really cool mission that I can accept, that'll be for next stream. Which might be tomorrow. I'm thinking tomorrow, though. Every year I stream a quick stream of, what's it called? Euro Truck Simulator? Just cause. You know, holiday season, Euro Truck Simulator, we pretend that we're delivering Christmas packages. It's going to be wonderful, and that's going to be tomorrow. And there will be much profanity, I'm sure, as we deliver Christmas packages and get stuck underground. That actually happened once. We got stuck underground. Can you believe it? Well, you got to be there to believe it. And that's going to be tomorrow, so that'll be fun. If I can get it to work. If I can't get it to work, it's just going to be more Kerbal Space Program. And you know what? If you're watching this stream, then you might as well tune in anyway. You know, as far as Kerbal Space Program streams go, if you're going to watch one, you might as well watch this one. You know, because it's awesome and conversational. And ow, my eye. I got something in my eye, and I took my hand off the keyboard, and now we are in a disadvantageous position. Come on, we got to do that gravity turn here. Got to be at 45 degrees. Got to push. We're pushing the limits on this one, really. I don't know if I should be pushing the limits as far as I am, but I am. So there we go. What is our altitude looking like? 119. Actually, that's pretty good. You know, 119 is actually pretty good. That means that we're out a little bit further. Or perhaps it means that I was not as efficient going up. We'll see. Alright, decouple. And we'll go this way. Let's get that orbital velocity. Let's go, let's go, let's build it up. Because that was a very steep gravity turn that we just did. I mean, steeper than I'm used to. Normally I only go like 20 degrees. That was almost 45. So, not terrible. We're going to see if we have, like, spare fuel as a result of that. I don't think we necessarily will, but we might. It's that possibility that keeps you going, you know? Yeah, this is out quite a bit further. So you know what? Maybe it is more efficient. Maybe it just is. Maybe I just need to start doing that from now on. The possibilities exist. The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. Alright, let's push out that periapsis. We need to be in orbit, and then we're going to push ourselves all the way to Minimus and land on the surface of Minimus. If we can. If we can't, that'll be sad. We want to land on the surface of Mini Moose. And we want to dedicate this to all the mooses out there who are watching this stream today. If you're a moose, leave a comment in the chat now telling me what a moose does watching Twitch. Because usually mooses, I don't think that their eyes are capable of looking at a flat screen. So how, if you are a moose, how are you watching the stream today? And we'll dedicate this to you, our travels to Mini Moose. I don't know what I'm saying. Somebody save me from myself. Alright, our perigy's going up, which is a good sign because we don't want it to be going down. I'm getting a headache. Alright, periapsis, negative 200,000. It's climbing rapidly. Let's get that periapsis up. Looking good, looking good. Our periapsis is now minus 100 kilometers. And 3, 2, 1, we have positive periapsis confirmed. We are in orbit, and we are above atmosphere. Check. 1,177 meters per second of delta V to go. So that was more efficient by a fair bit. So that gravity turn made all the difference. Mini Moose is now targeted. We are off by 8 degrees. I repeat, 8 degrees. Not a good showing. Don't want to waste too much fuel. Trying to get into Mini Moose's good graces. I think we'll get there with this. Oh wow, we're way down. No, we don't want to orbit the sun. We just want to get to Mini Moose. No, that doesn't look good at all to me. No, sir. No, sir, at all. So we're here. You know what? It would probably be worthwhile for us just to fix our angle. So let's add a maneuver. Wrong direction. Oops. Alright, so we'll fix our angle here. 0.1 degrees, that's good enough for me. I'm going to waste a little bit of fuel fixing that angle, unfortunately, but I think that'll be a good thing to do. I think that'll be an effective strategy. Where is our thingy thing? Here's our thingy thing. Hibernation on. Thingy thing is hibernating. Now, to the node. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go, going to the node. I just realized we don't have any communications. Oh, that is, oh dear, that is so painful. I forgot to set up the communications. We're out of communications range. Oh, that is so awful. Well, let's hope we get something. Oh, do we have any? Oh, come on. Please. Oh, dear me. I need that communication if you did, please. At the very least, we have electric charge at the very least. That's nice. Oh, dear me. Oh, dear me. Hold on. Extend antennas, if you don't mind. Turn off hibernation mode. We have communications. We're at the node. We're very lucky that that came into view when it did. Yikes, that almost didn't even happen. Okay, easy does, easy does. Alright, that's about as well as we can get. 0.3 degrees is not bad. Alright, we're going to go from the descending node, even though that's about the worst location. Actually, that's about the best location. That's where it's going to be lined up. Oh dear, that's not what I wanted. Very carefully now. Alright, that's more or less what we wanted there, but that's burning a lot of fuel. So we could, I think, burn earlier. Earlier than that point. We could start here. Right. Start here. Go out to there. Dear me, that's a bit far. A little bit further than I wanted. That's where Mini Moose is going to be, right there. Alright, a little bit out of where we wanted to be. Let's turn off these relays. I don't need to see them right now. Okay, so that's close. That's very close right there. So we're going to move a little bit over. Just a wee bit if you do. If you'd please. Here we go. Oh dear me, that's quite awful. Dear me indeed. Yes, so this goes out a little further. So maybe I actually need to be on this side when I do that. Maybe right around here. Dear me. Not what I wanted. No, sir. No, thank you. That's what we want to see. That's just lovely right there. Yes, indeedly do. That's perfect. 864 meters per second. So it's not great. We can do that. Alright, here we go. Angle it. Carefully now. Carefully! Stop being so uncareful with your maneuvers, is what people would say to me if they were watching this. Hibernation on. Maneuvers in 6 minutes. Let's time warp to the maneuver. Alright. Hey, what happened to my hibernate? Come here, come back. Hibernate. Okay, we're good. Looking good for the most part. 52 seconds of burn. That's basically all the fuel we have left in this tank, by the way. Let me go ahead and go a little further here. Here we go. Alright. So this should get us to Mini Moose. If it gets us to Maxi Moose, that'll be a problem. But I don't think Maxi Moose exists. There is no history in Kerbin that references Maxi Moose. So there's a very good chance that it does not exist. Alright, very carefully though. Do not want to mess this one up. Of course, we have more than enough fuel for this if we wanted to. We could probably return from Mini Moose if we wanted to as well. Alright, quickly, separate! Point us here. Alright, there we go, there's Mini Moose. Mini Moose is in sight. How insightful. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn down this thrust limiter, because any maneuvers from now on have to be very precise. There we go. That'll get us pretty close, then we're going to land. So now we hibernate. All the way to here. 9 days away. 9 days. 9 days this thing is in orbit. Just waiting to get to Mini Moose. Once it gets there, oh, what the sight will be. Alright, we're approaching. We are now in the sphere of influence. Alright. Hibernation off. Let us point retrograde. Alright. And basically we just need to halt our orbital velocity. Which should be possible. Oh yeah, I forgot I turned down the... How did I forget so quickly that I turned down the thrusters? Don't know. But somehow I did forget. Now I want to land on the sunny side, but I also want to land on the side that has communications. Which, you know, they're not in line with each other. It's kind of sad. Kind of sad when you think about it, in a way. Alright, let's just bring ourselves into here. Well, now that's interesting. So yeah, we want to land in an area that has communications. Now let's just take a quick look here. Where's our relays? Do we have relays? We have 2 relays here. Oh, good. Goody gumdrops. We have a relay on the opposite side of the planet. That might help us. So if I did try to land on this side, I would be communicating through Minimus Comm number 2, which would be communicating through Minimus Comm number 1. And then we would be able to land. And better yet, we'd be able to land in the ocean, possibly. That would be so cool. Landing on the Minimus Ocean. Let's get over top of it, and we'll add the maneuver node here. Oops, hello. Yeah, we can completely... Oh dear, I almost knocked down my drink. Lucky I have a lid on it. 11 seconds of burn time right there. That'd land us in the ocean. And we would have Minimus Comm number 2 helping to communicate with Kerbin. Not only that, we'd have Minimus Comm number 1, which should be coming into view from there. So I think that's going to be our maneuver. Let's I always hibernate my vessel. Let's go ahead and warp to there. No, the ocean moved. Aww. Don't worry, there's another ocean here. Okay, hibernation off. Okay, there's another ocean, like, right here, which we can land on. I want to do... I want to land in the ocean. Come on. Let me land in the ocean. That should be good, right about there. So that's a little bit of a different node than I was planning to burn at, but let's do that. Oh wow, it does give us our surface velocity too. So we could just zero our surface velocity when we're over the point of interest. All right, slow but steady. All right, so we're gonna try and land on this lake. If we can. If not, we're going to be landing on this little mountain ridge here, which is promising to be a problem. So currently we have direct communications. Pretty soon we're not going to, but we're going to be able to communicate via Minimus Comm 1 and via Minimus Comm 2. So those will be fine. Alright. Let's point up, because eventually we're going to have to point up. Let's retract our gear, or extend our gear. And let's plummet towards the surface. Hold on, before we plummet, let me switch that over. Can I, like, time warp to a location over here? Like, right there? Oh, we're gonna miss the lake. Darn it. Darn it all. We missed the lake. I could still land on it, though. I mean, it's just over there. Hold on. Let's, bring ourselves in a wee bit here. Okay, so I want to land on that lake over there. Can I do that? I know it's a waste of fuel, but hey, I want to do it. And we have the fuel to waste, so why not? So this is the direction we kind of want to burn in, right here. Alright, lake, don't run away from me this time. I want to land in the lake. Alright, looking good, looking good. Yeah, we're really pushing it here, aren't we? But I like the lake. The lake is so cool. Alright, so we're going to have communications. We're going to continue to have communications through that. That'll be good. And let's just hope that we don't lose our lake. I really want to land in the lake. I don't know why. I just do. Once we're over top of that feature, that'll be so cool. And then we can land in it. Alright, surface is coming into view. 17,000 meters to go. Alright, surface details coming into view. We are over the lake. Repeat, we are over the lake. Commencing retrograde. Burn. Entitled Burn, Baby Burn. Surface velocity reducing steadily. Surface velocity now 11 meters per second. We are landing on a lake. Check that out. Keep ourselves in communications range. Here we go. 4,000 meters to lake. $2,000 meters. You're very careful here. Cannot warp faster than 1 times. Really? Okay, I guess I can't warp anymore. So we have 2,000 meters to go and we're not allowed to warp it. So I guess enjoy the views for now. Come on, you gotta be able to warp. What do you mean you can't warp? Like, I just want 4 times. Wait, shift? Is it shift? Okay, clearly not. Oh, there we go. Yeah, you can warp. There we go. Love it. Okay, 1,000 meters. We are now 1,000 meters from ground. 700 meters. That's retrograde burn. 5 meters per second. Relative surface velocity. 400 meters per second. Not meters per second. 400 meters. Wow. Blah. Tongue twisted. Houston, we have tongue twister, over. Houston, this is Minimus Lander. We appear to be tongue twisted at the moment. I repeat, we appear to be tongue twisted, over. Requesting special permission to untwist the tongue. Minimus Lander, this is ground control. You do not have permission to untwist the tongue, over. Well, that just sucks. Alright, here we go. 5 meters per second, delta V, and landed, bounced, landed. That should be a world first, shouldn't it? We've landed on Mini Moose. Landed on Mini Moose. Suborbital flight on Mini Moose. I mean, it's not a world first. Rendezvous 2 vessels in orbit of the moon. No, recover scientific data from the surface of Mini Moose. And this is where we are. We are at the surface of Mini Moose. We have communications. Let us log the temperature from the lesser flats. Why do I get that that's a euphemism? Lesser flats. Let's log pressure data. Pressure data received. Let's observe the goo. We're going to keep that for later. Technically, we could land this back on Kerbin. We have more than enough. All right. And I'm going to rename the vessel. Oh. Mini Moose. Perfect. And no, it's not a relay. Hold on. It is a lander. Here we go. Accept. I accept that. Back to the Space Center. Alright, so we've accomplished quite a bit this episode, surprisingly. This stream. We've accomplished quite a bit this stream. We've managed to get to Minimus. We've landed there. We've landed there multiple times. We've got a surface lander that has scientific data sending back to Kerbin. And looking at this now, 160. We should have more than 160 now. We have 195 for science, which means advanced exploration. We unlocked the mobile data processing lab. Complete. Now, just give me 2 seconds. Outpost on Eve, kickback, Spark on suborbital trajectory, Skipper on landed on Kerbin. We can get science data from space. Check. Science data from space. Check. Skipper landed on Kerbin. We can do. All right. Those are going to be our missions for next stream. I'm going to go ahead and show something off, which I think is pretty cool. So give me 2 seconds. Wait, can we do EVAs? I think we can do surface EVAs. We can't do EVAs like out of Kerbin, but we can do EVAs here. Check this out. Gotta stay hydrated. Alright, so what we're going to do... Where's our new science thing? Look at this thing. Oh, come on, right-click. Right, leave it open! Alright, we got it. I'm going to put this guy down. And attached to that is going to be our mobile data processing lab. Now, interestingly enough, put this like so. I think that'll be much better. Do we need ladders? I think we might need ladders for what I'm trying to do here. I'm hoping not. Go ahead and put some of these on top. Let's double it up. Double or nothing. What is our limits here? 8 out of 30 parts and 18 tons. That should be fine. Put a couple batteries on the front of this thing, and a couple more solar panels directly to those batteries. You know what? Let's give it an extra battery just in case. Just in case those weren't enough. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, looks good. Don't need any engines on this whatsoever, but it would be nice to have some of these. Does this have like a weight tolerance? 315.0 is the tolerance. I don't know what that means for this. That's going to be good. That's going to be great. All right. How do I duplicate? Was it Alt-click? Was it Control-click? No! Okay, so it wasn't Control-click. Shift-click. That was it. Okay, Shift-click. Shift-click. Check this out. This is going to be so cool. So this is a mobile data processing lab. I think that will be awesome. We'll put one antenna right on the back there. Right? So our dude is going to be able to do science from this. Hopefully. We'll just put some scientific stuff on there. And you know what? Why not one of these? And while we're putting one of those on there, I guess we could put an experiment storage unit. Why not? Now we don't have ladders, which I think is a bit concerning. But we do have these things, which I think this could be useful. So I'm going to go ahead and put these on. I'm going to put a couple of them on. There. Oh, no, too far, too far. So that should be good enough right there. Alright. I call it Rufus. It's gonna be our mobile processing lab. Hold on, we need to make it cute though. So here, 2 antennas. Now it's cute. It's like a little bug. Aww, isn't that cute? Let's save it. Crew, of course. Scientist. Gotta get Bargain Bob. Let's get launching that. So we'll go ahead, we'll launch this. We're just going to move it off of the runway. Just enough that it's safe. And then we're going to do our Bargain Bob science tests from Kerbin. And hopefully, you know, gain a whole bunch of science from it. Like, look at this thing. This thing's so cute. Okay, let's go. Aw, it moves. And it moves well, I must add. Dun, 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 dun. There's your mobile data processing lab, ladies and gentlemen. Theoretically, could go anywhere on Kerbin. Oh dear. Brakes. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and move this over here. And this looks like as good a spot as any, so let's go ahead and break. Alright, Bargain Bob. Toggle the brakes. Let's log the temperature. And let's... 0? Come on. That's got to be worth something. Something more than 0, surely. It used to be you could process this stuff and it'd be worth a lot. This one's worth 5. The water spray has rusted some samples and other electronics. Well, okay, fine. Then atmospheric pressure, sure, why not? And then temperature data, sure, why not? And then crew report. Can I get a crew report? Transfer crew. CurbNet access. Level up crew. No, we can't do a crew report from there. Can I put him on EVA? Alright, I can. Good. Space to let go. Alright, you better be doing your EVA stuff here. EVA report. Keep it. Take a surface sample and keep it. I guess I don't have the EVA kit, so I can't do anything else. Oops. Climb, climb, I say. Yep, you should be able to board. There we go. Now, let's see. Review data. Process it. Okay, so that's not actually worth all that much. I was hoping that'd be worth a lot more. Gotta be honest. Alright, but while we're here, let's move Rover someplace more useful. Oh, we're still on the brakes. Off you go, Rover. Geez, Rover is really slow. It would take forever to get places on Kerbin with this. How big is this campus? It's huge. Look at the size of this place. And here we just got Rover roaming around. Hold on, I want to go to the science building. Can I, do I have experiments stored actually? I have no experiments stored. Log temperature? Darn. Not worth anything. Alright, here we go. Moving towards the science buildings. With any luck, we can keep this guy there, and then the science buildings can never be upgraded again. This is actually pretty cool. So we are exploring at ground level with Rover, or Rufus. The Rufus rover. Why did I name it that? I don't know. I just did. I just named it like that. Brakes. Alright, here we are. We are now on the science campus with a science rover. I wonder if we can take surface samples or whatever. Alright, here we go. Right in the middle. Right in the middle of it all. Alright, I'd like to see them complain about that. Brake action group toggled. Log the temperature. Alright. Log the temperature. With 2 data. From R&D. Yeah, from the research and development area. Can I close these doors? Oh. I can't seem to reset this experiment, though. That's unfortunate. I mean, we got our science dude. You go on EVA. Space to let go. Alright. I need you to reset this, if you don't mind. You think you can reset it? Restore. Here we go. You take a surface sample from R&D EVA report. All right. And we will rejoin our research vessel. Alright, let's see. Review data. Continue processing. Alright, it doesn't really tell us how much science we're getting. Oh, no, there it is. Data, 3 out of 750. Rate, 0.061 science per day. It's not exactly a great showing right there. But you know what? Eventually it will build up science. Eventually. It will get something. Kind of curious. I could fly the... I want to return to flying the vessel. And I'm just going to like fast forward and see what happens. 0.061 per... Yeah, there it is. Mobile lab processing. Rufus. Let me fly Rufus real quick. I just want to see what happens. If we fast forward a little bit, how does this science data progress? Then maybe I could, like, I don't know, make one of these things fly for like 15 seconds and then dock it. Or maybe make it like a docking station. I don't know, that'd be pretty cool too. So our science is 162 a day. If I go ahead and warp this, let's just give it a day and see what happens. Okay, we gave it more than a day. We didn't get any science out of this thing. Bargain Bob, you're doing a terrible job. Operational. Research inactive? Why? Oh, I have to actually tell him to start researching. Whoops. Okay, let's do it again. 1. And a 2. And a 3. Okay, sort of works. Doesn't work very well, but does sort of work. Well, anyway, you get the idea, I suppose. That's Bargain Bob. He's our best Kerbal scientist. Speaking of Kerbal scientists, I guess we got enough now we can hire a couple more. Replace the ones that we lost. That's going to be it for the stream, though. For the most part. Let's see. Astronaut Complex. Can we hire anyone? Kinda, sorta, we could. 81,000, that's a bit steep. Mission Control have anything good for us? Surface of the Moon, we can do that. Yeah, that's kind of difficult. I don't know so much. Science data from surface of the Moon, from space around the Moon, from space around Kerbin, and then the skipper engine. Which, that'll all be on the next stream, probably in a couple of weeks. I'm obviously not going to be streaming during the Christmas time, so that's going to be what it all is. So feel free to follow, or whatever they're calling it these days, and we'll catch you next time. I will, of course, save the game. I always wonder, do you actually have to save, or does it autosave? Because I keep seeing quick save. I don't think that means what I think it means. Just saying. And we are done for today. I gotta upgrade this, or update this, little animatic at the end of the stream. Because my style has changed a lot from when I first envisioned this. It would be good to update it.